Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me and allowing me to continue to be your daily advocate. If you're new here or you're not subscribed for any reason, please do me a huge favor and hit the subscribe button. Thank you to all of you who have been watching and following me for so long. It truly means a lot, and I'm glad that I can be this person.
Many of you out there are invested in a cryptocurrency or many cryptocurrencies. Some of you have not even purchased cryptocurrency. You're still trying to learn about it. Some of you are kind of hesitant because you don't know what this is all about. 5 years ago, I was the same way. I was working in the oil field, and I had stocks and bonds. I was invested in penny stocks. I'd buy lottery tickets. I'd go to the casino just to try to make some extra cash. But I found Bitcoin back in 2017, and then I found XRP at the end of 2017. And I found since then, I've dived into many rabbit holes, and I've learned about all these different ecosystems because every day I continue to educate myself. And that's why I created this YouTube channel, so that I could kind of pass it on and get the breadcrumbs out to you. But today, I want to look at some things that are happening in the United States and around the world and all the above. And it really concerns me because, you know, my thoughts. I posted this morning on Twitter. And every once in a while, you get one of these days where you start thinking about, you know, enough is enough. What's going on? What do we deserve? What's in it for us? Now, my thoughts this morning is inflation. Here in the past several months or year or so, the cost of living has gone through the roof. The cost of food has gone through the roof. The cost of fuel has gone through the roof. The cost of everything has gone through the roof. And I bet that your boss has not given you an 8 to 10 or 8 to 12% raise this year to offset inflation. And yesterday I talked about the banks. They don't care. The banking system says, look, take it or leave it. We'll give you 0.05 or 0.01% to leave your money in the bank, and that's the way it is, and that's the way it's always going to be. And we're going to charge you these phenomenal interest rates if you want to get a car loan or a house loan or just a money loan. We're the banks. We have total control of your money. And also the SEC, the Securities and Exchange Commission, states that we're going to protect the investors. We're doing the right thing. No, they're not. They don't care. They don't care about the investors in this blockchain ecosystem, these cryptocurrencies. Here this past week, we heard that Nexo and BlockFi have been penalized. Investors in the United States that loan their cryptocurrency to these platforms to get a better interest rate, better than the banks, have been shut off because of the SEC. And let's just keep going with this. Now, the Securities and Exchange Commission, if you go to sec.gov and you click on the main page and you click on About, this is about the SEC. And I switched it up a little bit because all of this is true. It says the mission of the SEC is to protect investors. And I scratched out investors and I put insert banks here. Maintain fair, orderly, and efficient markets and facilitate capital formation. The SEC strives to promote a market environment that is worthy of the public's trust. That is worthy of the public's trust. Really, Gary? Really, SEC? Like I said, this is an opinion video. These are my opinions only. I posted this yesterday. Crypto lender Nexo to stop paying interest on new deposits for U.S. customers. So if you lent your cryptocurrency to the Nexo platform and you made 8 to 12% interest to offset inflation, to take care of your family, to take care of your children's education, to buy groceries, to pay the electric bill, to pay for your bills, you're not going to be able to do that anymore with Nexo or BlockFi, thanks to the SEC. Because these companies didn't go to the SEC and say, look, this is what we're going to do for the public. We know that the banks aren't doing shit for the public, so we're going to do this, where you're going to be able to loan your crypto. We're going to pay you a decent, payment to offset inflation. But the SEC says, no, that's not good enough. Regulation by enforcement. Last week, it was stated that BlockFi paid $100 million to the SEC. Now, the question I have, if $100 million was paid to the SEC by regulation by enforcement, where's the $100 million going to? Whose pads, whose banks, whose pockets are being filled with this regulation by enforcement money? Because if I'm not mistaken, I think it was yesterday, it was covered that Tesla, Elon Musk, The SEC charged Tesla $40 million, and the $40 million was supposedly supposed to go back to Tesla investors, and it did not go back to Tesla. The SEC pocketed the money. I tweeted this out yesterday and I got a big response, a lot of retweets, and I stated that the United States banks have been robbing us for years. And this is why they're anti-crypto. Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan. You know, your checking and savings account in the United States is drawing you in maybe 0.05, a half a percent if you're lucky. And if you were to invest in XRP a year ago, you would have made 42.37% on your initial investment. The simple solution is to hold your crypto. The simple solution is not to let the SEC, the feds, the US government, the banks around the world, the central banks shake you out of your investments, because they know we are winning. They are all late to the party. That's why we decided to invest in digital assets and blockchain technology to hedge against these fiat currencies around the world. That's why we made those decisions. Now let's look at inflation. You always hear about inflation. And I'm going to give you a brief description of inflation in economics. Inflation refers to a general progressive increase in price of goods and services in an economy. When the general price level rises, each unit of currency buys fewer goods and services. Consequently, inflation corresponds to a reduction in the purchasing power of money, fiat, dollars. And today, the cost of goods is up, the value of the dollar is down. Many people were laid off because of the beer flu, including myself. Many people are still out of work. Many people are just trying to make ends meet. And our government and affiliates of our government, the SEC and all the, but they don't give a damn about us. All they care about are the banks. All they care about are the ones that are padding their pockets in these government agencies. Like I said, this is my opinion. I'm just telling you how I feel. I'm not threatening anybody. I'm not threatening any government institution. I'm just telling you how I feel, and many of you out there feel the same way. These Mountain West states have the highest inflation. Utah is among the states that have the biggest price increases in the U.S. as the Fed tees up interest rates. If you live in Utah, you're really going through some hard times right now. I live in Texas, and everybody I see, everybody I talk to is going through hard times. All of us are. And this is a kicker right here. And I've heard this for the past year. 80% of all U.S. dollars in existence were printed in the last 22 months. From $4 trillion in January of 2020 to $20 trillion in October 2021. And are these numbers true? Have the feds really given us true numbers? Is it 100 trillion? Is it 120 trillion? How do we know? It's just numbers on a ledger, just like our bank accounts. If you go to your bank and you try to pull out $10,000 cash, they're not going to give you $10,000 because it's not there. It may be showing in your account, but it's not there in the vault of the bank for them to give to you. It's just on the ledger, just like all these numbers are printed out there. So, I mean, it's just damning evidence that the feds have printed and printed and printed because of the beer flu and all the above, and now they're at a point of no return, and all of us decided to invest in digital assets to kind of offset this BS that we've been seeing here lately. But anyway, that was my opinion. That's how I feel about it. We're all invested in cryptocurrency. We're all looking out for our families. And I just had to get that off my chest because it means a lot to me. And I have many people in this community that I consider family around the world that I talk to every day or I communicate with every day. And we're all just trying to get by. We're all trying to take care of our families and also take care of future generations. So let's look at some positive news. All right, yesterday, ProCoin News, I'm not affiliated with them, but they got this out there last February of 2021. I interviewed Jimmy Valley with Value Capital, and I asked him a question. I said, well, Jimmy, after the Ripple SEC lawsuit is over, which we thought was going to end last year, I asked him, I said, what's the price of XRP going to be? And Jimmy Valley pretty much stated that, well, I'll tell you what, after the case is over, after we get clarity on XRP, I could see it going from $10 to $20 pretty much instantly. And then if the XRP ledger is going to move all the money in the world, then instantaneously, we're going to see between $10,000 and $35,000 with all the central banks using the XRP ledger for all the money. Now, ProCoin News tweeted out yesterday that, I don't know about you, but I'm golden at $20. I don't even need $10,000. But wow. How much does the price of XRP have to be before you're happy? In the comments of this video, what does the price of XRP have to be before you can tell your boss to kiss your butt, or before you can travel, or before you can be debt free? You know, give me the price of XRP that's going to get you out of debt, or is going to retire you. Put it in the comments below. Now, this morning, Michael Arrington of Arrington Capital, who's buddies with Brad Garlinghouse and a well-known figure in this community, the founder of TechCrunch, Crunchbase, and Arrington Capital, tweeted out that $250 million of luxury cars have been lost in a cargo ship fire. And I said, oops, show me the Carfax. Show me the Carfax. Basically, what happened is that this cargo ship carrying 4,000 vehicles caught on fire. And why is this such a big deal? Because it was Porsches, Bentleys, Volkswagens, and some Lambos. Oh my gosh, it says according to the internal Volkswagen email seen by Automotive News, Felicity Ace is carrying 3,965 cars, 189 of which has confirmed to be Bentleys, while another 1,100 or so are reportedly Porsches, and Audi and Volkswagen are confirmed to have vehicles on board as well. And there's also a number of Lamborghinis, and they're saying that the cause could be the Volkswagen batteries on the electric vehicles. And they're worried that these batteries could explode when they catch on fire or whatever. So, I mean, I tell you what, if you ordered a Lambo or a Bentley or a Porsche, you know, it's possibly up in flames right now. Wow. I mean, wow. I hope they had a really good insurance policy is all I have to say. Now, earlier today, Leah Hepburn, she was interviewed by Fox News, and she was talking about your keys, your crypto. And I talk about this all the time, and I tell you, do not leave your cryptocurrency on these exchanges. There's been hacks, there's been phishing emails, there's been people falling for these phishing emails, giving out their information, giving out their passwords, giving out their seed phrases, and losing all their cryptocurrency because they were hacked on these exchanges. And the way to avoid this is to have your own keys and your own crypto. Listen to this little 34. I support this message 100%, and have a listen.
Never leave your assets on an exchange. We often say not your keys, not your coins. So if you don't have the private key, the seed phrase, or the public key, then you're not in sole possession of those assets. And so you are likely to get hacked, which is why the best thing to do is to move your money off an exchange and use a non-custodial wallet. And in that way, you will be entirely sovereign. And if the exchange goes down, or if the CEO runs off with all the money, or of course, if there is a hack, then you are entirely protected because you're not leaving your assets on that exchange. You're using a non-custodial wallet. And in that way, you can trade peer-to-peer knowing that your funds are truly safe.
So enjoy your day, everybody. I'm always here for you. Leave any comments or questions below, and be sure to subscribe. But thanks, everybody. I really appreciate you. Enjoy your day, and I always have your back. So thanks so much, everybody.